Yo. It's the Lace Rumps crew. What? It's the Lace Rumps crew. 1 2 1 2. What it do? It's your boy Skeetersteve, and welcome to another edition of Lace Rumps for the culture by the culture. Man, how y'all doing, man? How y'all feeling? You know what I'm saying? Feels good. We back up in here, getting ready for this WrestleMania week. You know what I'm saying? Going down in the city.
Oh my God!
Man, though, but before we get into this, man, just want to let y'all know Lace Romps do have a Patreon. And I know I haven't been posting, but we are going to start posting on the Patreon, man. And again, like I said, Lace Romps got a Patreon. 3 months free. And on that Patreon, we're going to get album breakdowns, discussion panels, footage that's going to hit there first before it get dispersed anywhere, man. The first 3 months is free, and after that, it's $5. If you can spend $5 at Dutch Bros, $5 at Starbucks, go ahead and support your boy. You know what I'm saying? But man, it feels good to be back up in here, man. To get into some hip hop news with y'all for the one time though, man. But just want to get into it, man. Just in regards of our youth, man. Tay-K, man. Born and I know he lived in Texas though, but he's originally from Long Beach, California. Born in Long Beach, California in 2000, and then relocated to Texas, man. And we just got the verdict in, and within that verdict, man, I just want y'all to peep this and listen, man, and take heed of this message, man, and especially to my younger folks that's out there that watch my channel and my content, for all the, in regards of hip hop culture, man. Let this be a learning lesson, man. So, man, before we get into this, I want y'all to peep this clip.
The number of years that he has received out of Tarrant County and the number of years that he's received here, based upon his history and the lack of any type of good parenting. From what I can tell, his mother wasn't a good parent to him. His father wasn't a good parent to him. Child Protective Services was not good. And if you believe the testimony, I don't know why Child Protective Services would place children back with a father who put the children's mother in the hospital. Is there something else that needs to be done with our society? Yes. Is more money need for Child Protective Services and their workers? Yes. And I do realize that while this is a lot of time, and I tell people all the time, any time that you do in custody is a lot of time. But by that same token, you're still alive. And what the state has said is true. You're still alive. You can still better yourself. If you end up in prison for the rest of your life, you're still alive. You still can improve yourself. Your family can still visit you. But the complainant in this case is deceased. And you need to internalize that the complainant in this case is deceased, and that his family is never going to see him again. So you're going to have to make changes. And you're going to have to remove people from your life who are not of benefit in the means of making you a better person. And I do understand that sometimes people will go to prison, they join gangs because you need protection, because you're there by yourself, you're young, but you're going to have to make better choices. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to sentence him to 80 years in the prison, give him credit for any time served. There is a 0 on.
Jesus. 80 years?
Oh my God!
80 years on top of the 55 that he was already servicing for unaliving the 21-year-old in a home invasion. You know what I'm saying? And then he gets hit with the 80 years, man. That's tough. And mind you, he's been in prison for a while now, and at the moment, he's 24, and you could just tell by just by the judge just reading everything off in the paper, man, like Tay-K didn't have the best upbringing. He's seen a lot of a lot of violence, that he dealt with in his family, in and out the system, you know, and then just unfortunately, he got around the wrong people, and those people, their mind and everything just wasn't right, and they just, you know, took him down a path where, I believe that, he had chances to to get away from it though, but he didn't, and it ended up him, unfortunately, him unaliving, you know, a person. And it's very, very unfortunate this had happened to his young man, you know what I'm saying? And then just the fact that, just very, very talented too. Very talented though. But also too, man, this is why I gotta say, man, in regards of rap. We all love rap music though, but man, those words are powerful. And we have to take heed in what we say and what spews out of our mouth. Because I'm gonna read the lyrics from the song that he dropped that that gained him a lot of notoriety. The race, and mind you, when he had dropped that song, that's when he got apprehended by the law while he was shooting the video for that song. So take heed when he said, "I'm Lil Tay-K. I don't think you want no action. You want action, you get turned into the past tense. Your boy's deep? Well, let's get to subtracting. Smith and Wesson made my nine with some compassion. Fuck a beat. I was trying to beat a case. But I ain't beat that case. Bitch, I did a race. Beat it up where I nut on Shorty's face. Eli bouncing, cracking, forwards like a vase. Pop a nigga, then I go out my way. Do a dash, I go out the way. Rob a nigga shoes, rob a nigga lace. We trying to see 100 bands in our face." Do you just realize what I just said? Dog.
Oh my God.
Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So everything that he said in that song, it came to life. It very, very came to life. And that's why, man, we have to be careful. And then just on top of that, man, he had a record deal. And at the time, even after when he had got apprehended, he became a superstar, which he ended up being on the double XL freshman cover in the year of 2018, I want to believe. Yeah, the year 2018. So, man, with all of that, and then just him having a net worth of $600,000 to $700,000, but we all know majority of that money got spent within his case. And let's just be real, man. We don't know if this young brother will ever see the light of day, man. And it's just very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? And I get, the law has to be laid down, but man, 80 years plus on top of the 55 that he was doing, very, very unfortunate. And just like what the judge said, he could change his life. Family members can still come and visit him, man, but it's very, very unfortunate, man. Who knows what his life could have been, if he didn't get into these certain situations, man. And that's why, in regards of the youth, man, have to surround ourselves with positive people. And as we get older, we have to be those positive role models for the youth. Because if we don't, man, it's going to be over for them. Plain and simple, man. And, we see that happen with Tay-K. Unfortunately, man, just pretty much, just pretty much, just being a teenager rapper, it just went down on a tragic path, man. Very, very unfortunate, man. So, I mean, as we move forward, man, I just posed a question, man. We got to start taking accountability, not only with ourselves, because as we getting older, we're becoming the OGs, though, but also start having these real questions, not only just spewing these, not questions, but also, too, within ourselves, but also giving the real to these young men, these young brothers out here, man, and just let them know, man, like it's okay to grow old, man. It's okay, you know, to get married, have a kids, and be positive. Because I mean, just with this unfortunate man, granted that he does have a lot of fans, though, man, but I mean, all of that at what cost? Literally at what cost? This, like, this life was just very, very unfortunate, and it had to happen to him. And then just piggybacking on what the judge was saying, like, the CPS system that he grew up in, man, Child Protective Services was just, it was just broken. And she pointed out something like, why would you re-release him back to the father, like, that beat up on his mother? So I mean, his upbringing wasn't easy, man. And it's just all like, some people have the power to change it and to overcome it, and some don't, you know. But it's just very, very unfortunate that that lives were lost. A person is not here, and then also too, man, he has to serve out a prison sentence that is just very, very unfortunate, man. So I mean, again, I know a lot of y'all, especially my young listeners, my youngins that's out here that watch the content, and I'm very, very grateful that y'all watch the content, man. But y'all don't need to follow into these footsteps, man. Like, trying to prove yourself to somebody, man. It's okay for you to be you. If you're in the WWE and you want to be a dope rapper, be that dope rapper that's in the WWE. Be that dope rapper that's into Dragon Ball Z. Be that dope rapper that's involved with, like, into video games. Or be that dope rapper that's just involved with hip hop culture, with DJing, breaking, being fascinated by the art with graffiti and everything, man. But this negativity, man, it ain't it, you know. And yes, a lot of us older cats, we do need to be better and to be better role models for you guys, man. Because I mean, just right now, man, it's wild, man. And and I just want to send love and light to all my young brothers out there, man. Because I mean, let this take a heed lesson from Tay-K, man. Like, it's definitely not worth it, man. And like I said, like, he was on his way though, but the lyrics that he was spewing out, man, it took control, man. And like what I said, them words are powerful. So you really, really have to be careful what comes out your mouth, man. And just with this, man, like, we're glorifying the violence, and just being actual, like, was it even worth it, man? And I mean, he already had a case. You know what I'm saying? He already had a case from unaliving the 21 from the home invasion. They put the ankle monitor on him, and he takes the ankle monitor off, and fled. And like, it's just one of those things, man. It's just, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? There was no reason for that, and it's just like, it just made your situation a lot worse than what it already is. And yes, you recorded those songs while you was on the run, gaining notoriety, and then as soon as when you shoot the video for it, you got apprehended, bro. And so now it's like one of those things, man. Was it really worth it? Was it really worth it? And it's very, very unfortunate that it had to happen, like, with this young brother, man, though. But I mean, we gotta send love, we gotta send prayers to Tay-K, man. Like, the man upstairs, he ain't finished with you just yet, man. All of us all have redemption at life, especially, like, when we done some things that we ain't proud of. You know what I'm saying? But always be aware, brother, man. There's a light at the end of that tunnel, like, for sure, man. Like, most definitely, man, though. But I mean, dog, this is just very, very unfortunate. And then just like, just going to the legalities, like, with his record deal, because he was signed to RCA too as well. So it's like one of those things. How do they recoup the money? Or better yet, do they even have a life insurance policy out on him? Because how a lot of these record labels move, where they put life insurance policy on their artists, just in case if something happens. And that's very, very unfortunate, when things like that happen to an artist, man, though. But, let this be a learning lesson, you know what I'm saying? Some things, it's not worth it, And it's just better off just to walk away, man. But the TAYK, man, praying for you, young brother. Like, definitely praying for you, man, though. But y'all, I just want to just say thank y'all, man, just for rocking out with me. You know what I'm saying? I definitely I was just happy though that I could speak about this. You know what I'm saying? Very, very happy though, because I mean, this was just a topic at hand that definitely need to be spoken about, and especially in regards of the next upbringing of the youth generation. You know what I'm saying? In order for that youth to be better, man, we got to start rectifying our wrongs within our generation and show them the way. You know what I'm saying? This violence don't need to be glorified, though. Straight up, though. But I just want to just say thank y'all for rocking out with me for this rendition of Lace Rhymes. Again, we always coming with everything that is regarding the culture. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we here for. But again, man, follow us on Instagram, LaceRhymes_media. We on TikTok. We on YouTube. We on Apple, Spotify, Podbean, iHeart, SoundCloud. You name it, we own it. You name it, we own it. You name it, we own it. Until then, this is Lace Rhymes, your boy Skeetersteve. We out. Peace.